Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to another episode of Bad Seed Brighton and another property of the week. Had a good week. Estate agent photographer is coming on Monday, ready to have the property on the market for the beginning of January. It's about a month away now when you're watching this, 3 weeks away. Today's property is same, but different. So it's got all my usual search criteria, circa 100 square meters, over a hectare of land, 3 bedrooms, below €170,000, all of those things. I'll be honest, usually what I do, I search for something, no neighbours, rien de voisin, pas de voisin. So I guess neighbours can be a good thing or a bad thing. I see some YouTubers who depend on their neighbours and get some great advice about a new area or repairing farm machinery, all sorts of things. So I guess neighbours can be a boon. Where I live at the moment, it's not the most urban of areas. And I've got some nice neighbours, and I've got some neighbours I won't be sad to see the back of when I move. So I don't want to be living in anyone's pocket, if you know what I mean. This property is different. It's not outside of town. It's very much in the commune. It still has a hectare of land. So I hope you like it. Let me know what you think in the comments. So the property I thought we would share today, I found on Greenacres website. It's in Lower Normandy. It's in the Orne department, and it's in a little commune which I try to pronounce Juvigny-Val-D'Andaine. It's a small commune, just over 2,100 population. That's population density 27 people per square kilometre, or about 69 per square mile. And as always, getting to Lower Normandy, normal ports, we're looking at Caen, Cherbourg, Saint-Malo. The other thing I did want to mention, so we're just east of my normal hunting area. So we're east of Domfront and west of Bagnols de l'Orne. If anyone's ever been there, it's a lovely, very popular, lovely little spa town. Very pretty. So this is the property. Certainly not what we'd call a normal standard Normandy property. It looks like a row of cottages, which I imagine once upon a time it was, converted into one. To be honest, it looks like it would sit quite nicely in the middle of the Cotswolds in England. And as I said in the introduction, it's in a village, at the edge of the village. You can just see there on the left hand side, to the left of the first part of the building, the sign just saying you are leaving town. So pretty little building, 3 different roofs, and you've got the old mill wheel there in the front garden. Nice shot here from the front garden. Looks very secluded, very pretty, very secret garden. Couple more shots here of that old mill wheel. And then I think something that is important to understand. You can see just by the gate leading out of this garden, there are what looks like a couple of white tracks going left to right. And there is in fact a small lane between the house and the front garden. I did actually reach out to the estate agent, and they very kindly supplied the cadastral picture here. So you can see the property encompasses everything within the red lines. So plots 289, 290, 291, 292. That's the house. Then there's this little lane between that and the garden. Plot 4. Plot 288 and the large 625. That's the pasture out the back of the house. And then I think plots 3, plot 486 is your immediate neighbour. And I think this shot here actually explains it. So you can see the hedge running down sort of from the middle to the right of the picture. So on the left is the property, on the right is their neighbour. We've got a picture of the 3 separate roofs, and then another one here of the rear of the property. And then moving in, this is the hall coming in through the front door. To better understand this property, I think of it as divided into the 3 parts. So this is the first part, the furthest on the left in that exterior picture. We're coming in through into a lounge, again tiled throughout, well presented property. You know, I don't think there's any renovation required here. Perhaps could do. I'm not a fan myself of the faux stonework, but a nice wood burner there. We've got another shot from the opposite corner. I think that's just showing the hall entrance there to the left. Tell you what's interesting. Don't see a television in any of the pictures in this property. We've got a view out of the windows there. Nice vintage windows. Obviously not double glazed. And big old radiators. Oil fired central heating for this property. And then leading off from the lounge, there's every removal man's nightmare. Curved staircase. It's lovely with the wrought iron leading upstairs. Leading off from the lounge, we've got the kitchen. You can see there's a series of built-in cupboards, 2 radiators, 2 single glazed windows. The owners of this property are happy to sell it furnished. They're not interested in taking away any of the furniture, and they're also looking to leave the cooking hood, the stove, the oven, microwave and dishwasher. And I understand it's recently replaced dishwasher. And then also on the ground floor of the first part of the property, we have a toilet. There's a bathroom with a bath, a bidet, wash basin. There's another radiator. And then separate to that, there's also an independent shower room. To be honest with you, 3 rooms, a toilet, a bathroom, a shower room. For me, that smacks of walls coming down, opening up the space, and maybe bringing that together more as a whole. Going back up those stairs on the first floor, so there's bedroom 1 with its own wash basin, a radiator, 2 skylights, and I understand that it's possible to actually create or put back, reinstall a door where these shelves are next to the bed that would lead, if you wanted to the second part of the house. Bedroom 2, partially attic shaped, got its own window and radiator again. We've got what the estate agent is calling an office, which looks a good size. 3rd bedroom, built-in dressing room. It's got its own radiator. And then there's also an independent toilet. So I was confused when I looked at the pictures here because I thought, oh, it's a second kitchen. But it's not. This is what they're describing as a workshop. No heating, but it's got a sink, and there's built-in cupboards. And then this leads to the boiler room, 2,000 litre oil tank, a hot water tank, another door leading to the front of the house, and then the door from the boiler room leads to the cellar. Upstairs from the workshop or the boiler room, there's just one room. It's quite big, 6.6 by 3.8 meters, 2 windows, built-in cupboards, and this is the room that you could make communicate with the first part of the house. And then this really is the property that just keeps on giving. The third part, so the ground floor would have been a garage, but used at one point by the owners as a games room. That's a table tennis table there. So that gives you an idea of the size, and it is just bare cinder blocks, I think they call them, breeze blocks in the UK. And then going up from this room, there's a staircase leading from the garage. We've got another room, again, partly sloping ceiling, overlooking the garden at the back of the house. Outside, there's this enormous paddock, and that's almost 9,000 meters, 9,000 square meters. There's also this outbuilding, which is about 55 square meters, and that's been divided into 3. So part of it they're using as just a storage shed, and then there's a division into a garage. Listen, you're not going to be getting your Ford Ranger in there. Maybe your Fiat 500, but it's not the biggest garage in the world. And then the third part of the outbuilding is what was a chicken coop, the chicken house. So that's about 5 square meters. So overall, I think very different to the property we looked at last week. It's got some nice established gardens. You've got a blank canvas pasture out the back. It's a bit of a higgledy-piggledy house. But you know, I quite like that. But I think, looking at my criteria, the biggest single selling point of this is you've got the land, but you're still village living. You know, the centre of the village is close by, within walking distance. It's got its own little supermarket. There's the post office, the butchers, la boucherie, and a hotel stroke restaurant. And as I say, sellers will leave most of the furniture in the property unless the buyer wanted it to be emptied. And the other benefit of this property being in the village is it's got mains water connected, electricity, internet connected, so there's no paying Elon Musk €40 a month for Starlink. And the $64,000 question, the price. So a little more than $64,000. This property is advertised for €150,000, £124,000, 157,000 US, which is 221,000 Canadian, 243,000 Aussie dollars. There you go then. What do you make of that one? Having the cadastral picture, that helps. And it's funny, in, I think, the thumbnail, you can see the sign in the background saying you're leaving the town. So it's right at the edge of the village, but in the village. And it'd be nice to, you know, walk into the centre rather than having to jump in the car. And I suppose when you're thinking about retirement, proximity to services is an important thing. Hey ho. As I say, let me know what you think in the comments. As so many of you do. We hit 400 subscribers. Thank you so much for that. I think we've fallen off the YouTube algorithm. We sort of hit a spur and that's kind of tabloid now. But that's okay, you know. I'm not doing this for viewers. I'm doing this because I'm interested in the properties. That said, it'll be nice when I can change my content to what I'm doing with a property. But I'm waffling. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.